Hi, hello everyone. Welcome to episode 7. Today I'm gonna talk about someone amazing. Last episode I told you about Alex Hormozi. Today I want to tell you about the woman standing next to him. Because honestly, Leila Hormozi's story is more powerful. And I think the world doesn't talk about her enough. Leila is Iranian American first generation, just like Alex. But her beginning, it was nothing like this. Her parents divorced when she was young. Her mother, who had been a wonderful mother until that point, fell into addiction, alcohol, drugs, a complete collapse. And Leila, as a little girl, became the parent in the house. She said it herself. It felt like living in a constant state of fear. And then, when she was just 15 years old, she watched her mother attempt a suicide. Yeah, sadly, yeah. 15 years old. Can you imagine carrying that at 15? After that moment, she shut down completely. No anger, no happiness, just flat, empty, numbed. For 4 years. When she left home at 19, all that numbness turned into the rage. She didn't know how to handle that. She didn't know how to feeling that feelings that being trapped in her heart. So she drowned it. Drinking, drugs, all the wrong choices. In the time in 18 months, she was arrested 6 times. 6 times. And she kept telling herself, it's not a big deal, everyone does this, this is just who am I? Until one morning, she woke up at her father's house with no memory of the last night. She came downstairs expecting him to scream at her, shouting, fighting, or something like this. Instead of all of that things, he was sitting there quietly on the couch. He turned off the TV and he said, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I am just want to tell you I think you going to kill yourself if you keep going doing this. I'm going to repeat it. I think you are going to kill yourself if you keep doing this. That was it. No lecture, no anger, just a father who loved his daughter enough to tell her the truth. And something cracked open inside her. She went upstairs, looked at herself in the mirror, and she said, I don't want to be this person anymore. Not, I can't be this person. The sentence is this: I don't want to be this person. That is the most important sentence in her entire story. Because here is what I want you to understand about Leila. She didn't have a mentor. She didn't have a mother figure. She didn't have someone showing her what a strong woman looked like. So she decided to become one. She became the woman she never had. She poured herself into learning, into discipline, into rebuilding herself from inside out. She lost 85 pounds. She started watching Tony Robbins on YouTube. She worked 5 a.m. shifts. She became the top selling person trainer in her entire region within 1 year. From 6 arrested to the top of her field in 1 year. And then she met Alex. Their first date lasted 5 hours. They didn't talk about movie, restaurant, what's your favorite color? No. They talked about business. Two Iranians, two broker history, two people who had chosen themselves against all the odds. And together, they built something the world had never seen. When everything was falling apart, when they were $250,000 in debt, Leila didn't run. She flew to Hawaii and signed up more gym members than anyone had ever done before, breaking every record while broke. Because that's who she is. She doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect. She performs in the chaos. Now she is a CEO. A portfolio generate over 200 million a year. Are you kidding me? She built all these things before turned 30. By a girl who grew up in fear, survived trauma, made every wrong choices available to her, and then choose differently. One morning, in front of the mirror, one decision, I don't want to be this person. Here is my personal connection to Leila's story. I didn't have six arrested. I am gonna be honest with you. My story is different from hers, but I know what it means to look in the mirror and not recognize who you've become. To realize you've been living in survival mode for so long that you forget you had a choice. And I know what is the moment of feeling like that. That quiet, that devastating. When you decide not to be saved by someone else, when you decide to save yourself, everything gonna change. Leila saved herself, and then she spent the rest of her life helping others to do the same. That's the kind of the woman I want to be. Not perfect, not untouched by pain, but someone who took the pain and made something real from it. The Quran says, and he found you lost and guided you. I'm going to repeat it. And he found you lost and guided you. This is the most important part. He found you lost. Not he found you ready. Not he found you perfect. Lost. Leila was lost. I was lost. Maybe you are lost right now. And that is exactly where guidance begins. Not at the finish of line, in the middle of the mess. I want to talk someone right now who feels like they've made too many wrong choices, who looks at their past and think I've gone too far and there's no coming back from this. Leila Hormozi was arrested 6 times. She watched her mother trying to end her life. She numbed herself for years. And then she became one of the most powerful women in business history. All these things before she turned 30. Your past is not your prison, buddy. It's your material. Build something with that material. And I am Rose, and this is On the Way with Rose. I'm really happy to see you here today, and I'm gonna be very happy to see you on episode 8. Episode 8 is gonna be about some pasta nerd that his life story. It was amazing. We're gonna talk about him, and I'm really waiting for you. Bye bye.